Even the firefighting plane dropping water over Le Bourget airport didn't succeed in bringing down the heat over the Paris Air Show as it opened on Monday. Air displays are the central point of the week-long expo, which transforms Paris into a global aviation capital every 2 years. The piercing roar of French plane maker Dassault's Rafale fighter jet is what everyone wants to see. Used by the French Army and Navy, the 28-year-old aircraft is still impressive by its sheer power. In the cloudy skies of Paris-Le Bourget, no new planes were being shown with Airbus and Boeing. Boeing suffered a fresh setback on the opening of the Paris Air Show as its engine supplier announced a delay for the US plane maker's all-new 777X jet. This is another headache for Boeing as it continues to grapple with the grounding of its top-selling 737 MAX aircraft in March after 2 deadly crashes. Airbus, on the other hand, launched the long-range A321XLR, a rival plane aimed at the middle of the market. Ethiopia remained East Africa's top recipient of foreign direct investment at $3.3 billion in 2018. That's despite an 18% drop compared with the year before. That's according to a report from the United Nations Conference on Trade and Development FDIs in Ethiopia were concentrated in petroleum, refining, mineral extraction, real estate, manufacturing and renewable energy. The country, which is ranked 116 out of 130 countries in the World Bank Ease of Doing Business, says it's working on economic and political reforms to attract more investors.
The East African Bottling Company, a subsidiary of the Coca-Cola Company, has been in operation in Ethiopia for 25 years. It currently has 3 factories in various parts of the country, making it the largest multinational with operations in the East African nation. Every year, the East African Bottling Shell Company here in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, produces 54 million cases of soft drinks, in effect, creating 2,500 permanent jobs. It hopes to more than double that in the next 5 years.
The last 4 years, up until the end of last year, we've put in about $114 million. Over the next 5 years, we're probably going to put in another $300 million into the economy.
The decision to open up Ethiopia's state-led economy to international investors has come as welcome news.
The opening up of the economy will bring a whole lot of additional benefits as well. Like one of our biggest challenges at the moment is just access to forex and dollars. I think when it opens up, if it opens up and how it opens up, it will be beneficial to all the players that operate within Ethiopia.
Due to the ongoing prolonged dry spell in the Horn of Africa region, Ethiopia, whose power is 98% hydro-generated, has announced power rationing in the country. The country's state power utility firm says it is seeking international investors who will help it inject a diverse power mix to the national grid, a move that is expected to encourage manufacturers to set up shop in the country.
We partially privatize the energy sector. The generation side is fully privatized now. We already started opening the bid, and we have more than 80 international companies participating this time.
Ranked 116 out of 130 countries in the 2018 World Bank Ease of Doing Business report, Ethiopia has its work cut out for it, work that is already underway under the ongoing political and economic reforms.
The broader reform we are doing in terms of involving many sectors, its fundamental objective is to create the right condition for the private sector to flourish in Ethiopia.
An economy that's just going to develop over the next 10, 15 years. If it continues the trajectory that's happened over the last 5 years, it's going to become even more an opportunity for anybody else to come in here. The size of the population is another thing, and it's just in excess of 100 million people. So
it now remains to be seen if the international excitement that the new administration has generated will translate into the much needed investments. Sarah Kimani, SABC News, Addis Ababa, Ethiopia.